All right, we are going to look at making a histogram from some data. So I have some pretend data here, and it is in my Excel spreadsheet. And I never want to work with my original data in case I make some mistake somewhere. I want to always have it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use my mouse and I'm going to copy it all. In fact, I can copy all the columns by just dragging across the top. So you can get just the individual data by doing it this way. You can go by the rows, or you can go by the columns. I'm going to go by the columns so that I will have the widths of the columns preserved. I'm going to copy that, so I can either use the copy up here at the top, or I can right click and copy. I'm going to go over to my other sheet. If you don't have a sheet already, you can hit the plus sign and get a new sheet. And I am going to paste it there. So now I still have my original data on my sheet 1. Okay, I would like to make a histogram of the ages. So it'd be nice if I had the ages in order. So I am going to highlight all of my data, not just the ages, because this female is 30 and likes purple in winter and weighs 138 pounds. So I want to keep her data all with her, and I want to keep his data all with him. So I don't want to just sort their ages. I want to sort their ages with their other information being sorted along with it. So I want to sort the age. So I'm going to come over here to sort and filter. And I would like to do a custom sort. So I'm going to click on that. And then you can choose all these categories, the categories here at the top. And if you don't have the categories, you can unselect. This data has headers, but I like for my data to have headers, so I can use their name. I want to sort on age, and then you can either choose smallest to largest or largest to smallest. I am going to go from smallest to largest. And when I do that, it's going to move these. So I think this female here is the youngest. So notice she likes green and spring and weighs 138 pounds. So all of that information should move to the top with her. And when I click OK, sure enough, it does. Now these are all in order. Now remember, for a histogram, we like to have 5 or 6 classes, they're called. So I have such a small amount of data here. I'm going to go with 5. It would be strange to have this small amount of data. Looks like I only have 17 people. Notice that this is the title row. So these right here are 17. And when I highlight them, see the little 17 that shows up here. See where that A2 is? And when I highlight that, you see that there are 17 of them. So that's a small data set. But larger data sets, you would definitely want to sort, but even the small ones. So let's go with 5 classes. So remember how you do that. You take the largest number, the highest number, 38, minus 17. So that is 21. If I want 5 classes, I would do 21 divided by 5, which gives me 4.2. Remember, you always want to round up. So I want my class width to be 5. So I'm going to round up from 4.2 to 5. So my smallest one is 17. So I'm going to say 17 to 21. Now remember, that's a class width of 5. Count them: 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's 5. So you're not counting the space between the number, you're counting the numbers themselves. So again, think about if you had homework problems 1 to 10. You don't do 10 minus 1 and say, oh, I have 9 homework problems. You have 10 homework problems because you're counting the problems. So the next one, of course, would be 22 to 26, and so on. And you keep doing that till you get all of them. Actually copied them down here, so I can save us some time. But I'm doing it the same way. So there are our classes, our histogram classes. And notice they start at the lowest age and they go past the highest age. They don't always go past it, but they have to at least go to it. Now over here, I need to put the frequency. So how many are they? So these would be the age classes, and these here would be the frequency of them. So the age is 17 to 21. So again, look at this little number up here on the top. As I highlight all the ages 17 to 21, it counts them for me up there. So it's counting and saying that I am highlighting 10 rows in one column. The 10 rows is what I care about. So I'm going to type the number 10 in here. Then how many are 20 to 26? I highlight that and notice it says 7. And 27 to 31. So it looks like there's only one. Oh no, there's a 28 and a 30, so there's 2 of them. 32 to 36, there is 1, and 37 to 41. So those are kind of boring numbers, but that's okay. If you want to center them, you can highlight them and use these. This will make everything on the left, everything in the center, everything in the right. So you can highlight them like that. All right, now to make my histogram, I'm going to highlight them and I'm going to insert. And I have all these different charts up here. Here's a little bar chart. So I'm going to insert a column or bar chart. And a histogram is an up and down one. When I do the bars, I can do some of these other fancy ones, but technically a histogram would be this particular one. So there I have it. I actually want to change this title to age histogram so that I have my title on there. These are my ages right here, and they are in years. So I might actually put that in here if I want to, in years. It's technically not a histogram with the bars not touching. So they are, it's a nice bar graph, but it's not really a histogram. Notice I can move it around. This highlights, so if I change something in here, that's going to change the way it looks. So I am going to just kind of put it on top of here so we can see the menu that's going to come up over here in a minute. So I can, like I said, click on here and change the title. I can move the title around by clicking here. And when I get the little star, that allows me to move it. So if I want to move it to the left or to the right or whatever, I can click in there and change the words and so on. I can change the style, the format, and all of that. So I will not really spend time on that because that's not really required. Up here, you see some different styles too, but this is just a plain one. So I am going to click on here and notice it gives me a highlight. I double click. What comes up is a menu over here. And for this menu, I have the colors. So I can change the colors of my bars. I can put lines in. I can have them gradient. That means going from light to solid and so forth. I can have here some shadows and edges and do some fancy stuff, and you can play around with that. The thing here we want to click on is this last one, and we would like the gap width to be 0. So when you make the gap width 0, the bars are actually touching each other. And so now we have a histogram. You can make each of the bars a different color. You can click out here. You have different options there with filling and shadows. So you can play around with that and get some different things. Here, if we would like a different color, I think we can change it to, well, we change the lines to orange. If we want to change the fill, the inside, we can change that to a different color as well. And so now we have these different lines here. Let's make the line color a little darker here. Let's make the line color maybe blue. So now I have the blue lines and I can see them. And there is my nice histogram. Now, if you want to paste this into another document, say a Word document or something, you can right click and copy the whole thing. You can also click out of it and you can do the snippet, the flying window, Shift S, which darkens your whole screen. And then you can click the chart and have just the chart. And now you can paste that wherever you want. You, of course, can make it bigger and smaller by dragging on these sides here. So you can do all of that kind of stuff, make it longer, make it shorter, and play around with it and get it to look the way you want it to look. All right, so that is using Excel to make a histogram.